So hello, this is Nicole and I'm coming to you live from inside because I just went outside about half an hour ago hoping to do this from the park, but I literally froze and I didn't want to put my camera through that. So hi, how are you? Happy New Year if you haven't seen me for a while. I'm actually coming back from a rest period, and that's kind of what inspired this week's live, actually. And today, in all honesty, I was hoping to do it from outside because I was hoping to show you what resting looks like in nature, which I've talked about resting before, but if you've been following me for a while, you know I tend to disappear for long periods of time from social media, and I just kind of stop being around social media, and I've never really felt the need to explain it, but now I realize I could probably use what I'm doing as a technique to teach you how I learned to do this with nature. And for me, it's always about observing nature and finding out how I can bring that knowledge into my life. And coming back from a rest period, I hope you can hear me because I'm trying this with my Bluetooth, and I tried it with my camera and it worked. So if you hear me, I'll try to see if I can see it on my camera, but I'll try actually while I'm here. I'm gonna go and sign in to my computer so that I can see if you actually hear me. Hold on, bear with me, because I forgot to double check that you would be able to hear me. But anyways, I'll just trust that you do. But anyways, what it looks like in nature when it looks like I'm disappearing from people's lives on social media. There's all the I should be doing this and I should be doing that, and all the things that are shown to us that we should be doing to upkeep our following, to build an engagement with our people. And I realized that for me, the engagement comes from being real, from being myself. And that means that I withdraw from social media. But when you look at nature, she withdraws from what appears to our eyes. If you look at, for me, how I see that is nature losing its leaves. That's for me, that's us showing up on social media when we look all beautiful and full and green and just in full expansion of ourselves. That's us on social media, showing up as ourselves, showing up whole, showing up, but once in a while, but for full seasons, nature draws back and she pulls back from what she shares with the world, and she pulls back into her roots, into what nourishes her, and into the ground, and digs really deep in her roots, and really draws back her energy from sharing with the world, and pulls into nourishing herself and resting herself. And that's what winter does. And what happens at that time is other beauty shows up. It's not the full leaves. It's a different kind of beauty that shows up, but that's when the snow shows up. That's when the accumulation shows up. So the ice, the beauty of winter sets in, and it gives nature a different outlook, a different, and that's what happens with us when we draw back into who we are, into our roots, into that place in ourselves that nourishes us, that grounds us, that really digs into who we are without having to share it with anybody. Another part of ourselves shows up. And it's a different part, obviously. The trees are no longer, we just see the structure of the tree. We just see the trunk of the tree. There's no leaves, but the colors are different. And it's more vulnerable to breakage, but it's more solid in its grounding. So that's what happens when I pull back from social media. I see it as my time to pull back into my roots, into my grounding, and a time where another part of myself shows up. And that part of myself is a lot calmer, a lot, it's like that snow that settles in. There's other parts of who I am that shows up, and it doesn't have to be, the snow doesn't take place everywhere in the world, and a lot of people don't appreciate it, or don't connect to it, or don't even know about it. And that's what grounding into my roots does, is it allows me to connect with that part of myself that is me, and I come back and share that with those around me that appreciate that layer of what's covering me, or it's not covering me, but it's a different layer of who I am. So I hope that's what I'm working on in my book. So I'm just running through these ideas and sharing them here so that it clarifies my ideas as I'm working on my book, and writing all of this down. So if you have any questions, if you need more clarification, please share your questions below. It'll help me to make my book even more helpful for you, and it will help me to share more of what I'm writing about in a way that would be helpful for you as well, because these are all ways that I dig into who I am, and I really connect to who I am with nature's help, with nature exactly like nature, and that helps me to share it with you. So if you want to hear more about this, please sign in to like my Facebook page, or sign in to my website at NicoleLevac.com. I'll put all the links below, and I'm even sharing this. If you're getting this through my newsletter, you can find me on YouTube, on Facebook, Nicole Levac Professional Page, on YouTube, Nicole Levac Soul, and on Instagram, where I share my pictures, NicoleLevacSoul.com, not Nicole Levac Soul. So on that, I'll put all the links below, and I hope you'll join me on my journey and really dare to question, ask a lot of questions, share with me what you'd like for me to share with you, and what you'd like for me to clarify about how I connect to myself, and how that inspires me to be me in my life. And I look forward to sharing again with you. And I should be back at regular time, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Maybe I'll be trying, it depends on, I'm just going to have to juggle around to see which times works best. I like the 11 a.m. slot because that's when there's the most sunshine. And I usually am able to do it outside, and that's why I share it with you after that on all my other social medias. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope your new year brings plenty of growth, plenty of self awareness, of being you, because I think that who we are is a treasure, and allowing ourselves to show up as the treasure that we are will only help us to become a better human for us, and contribute to the forest that is around us and the nature that is around us, which is being ourselves. So on that, I wish you an amazing day, and I look forward to sharing more and more of nature's wisdom in the 2018. Bye for now.